Okay, this is on called Top Documentary Film Channel. I believe it's a Nova. Now listen carefully what they have to say here, because this relates to sinkholes, and I'm going to go quite a bit deeper into this. But let's just start with this. Watch this. These are Corvettes just dropping into the ground. 8 of them fell into that hole. Houses have fallen.
They have swallowed cars.
And they're completely round.
And people. They have destroyed homes.
All right, these are the biodigesters of the earth.
And for an
and they're falling in
have become graves.
because we're taking too much fluids out of the earth. I mean, it's just the way it has to happen. Sinkholes.
All across the globe, enormous sinkholes have cracked the Earth's surface like an eggshell, devouring every type of terrain, with a destructive force that defies imagination.
It really does defy imagination. The atomic forces are unbelievable.
Has been consuming the bayou for 2 years. In Spain, sinkholes are cracking apart historic towns.
It's not just, it's everywhere.
In ruins. And in Florida, a sinkhole becomes one family's worst nightmare.
I heard my brother scream. There was no floor, no ground, no nothing. Everything was gone.
Everything was gone.
Why is the ground under our feet collapsing? What dangers lurk beneath the surface? Whose home will be next? Sinkholes buried alive. Right now on Nova.
Alright, I'm going to explain my take on this and the reason it's happening and its effects on everything. Okay, this is it. It's finally in. The grand sinkhole theory. Now, I'm saying this explains virtually all of the recent crazy phenomena, noises and beams of light and all kinds of things. Now, and the reason behind it is we're taking too many liquids out of the ground. We're ending up with huge circular voids in the ground. Those aren't the sinkholes we see are these huge voids. Now, the voids contain biogases. They're extremely energetic. Atomic gases. They're hydrogens, hydrogen and methanes. Now, basically, that's the result of organic decomposition, and that's what's going down in the earth, because all the organics is flowing down there, and it's supposed to stay down there, but we've sucked everything out, and now you got huge holes in the earth, and this is the result. So now, there's different types of sinkhole collapses. There's a slow to instant. So a slow one would give you the sounds that we're hearing, the trumpet sounds, the crunching sounds, and all that stuff that we're hearing around the earth. And they would also possibly give you a strong, long photon beam. And I have a video of one of those events. Very, very bizarre. Now, they don't all drop at the same speed. Some go like that. Some of them. Now, let's go to an instant catastrophic collapse. Spectacular beams of light would shoot up because of the photon emissions of these atomic particles being crushed into atomic states that they can't handle, and they're going to blow off. So they may even be blowing off cosmic radiation in a spectacular case. I don't know, but I do know that they're going to emit unbelievable photons of light, and because of the circular nature of the sinkholes, they'll shoot it up in a straight beam, and I'll show you that. But they're spectacular. And they have lightning in them too, and that's just the result of particulates moving through atmosphere. Anyway, and I think they could be killers, and I think they could take down planes, and I'll show you why. And then, we've missed some planes. Who knows? Now, fiery collapses. This is where you get when they light up. And I show you cases of that as well. And that's an instant, intense white light. Much brighter than the sun, as far as I can see. Now, that's all I can tell you. Fiery sinkhole collapse is the last, and that's the different varieties. Now I'm going to go in and show you the evidence. All right, this video is about sinkholes, and I believe sinkholes are the reason for all of the unexplained phenomena, virtually all of it that's happening recently, over the last several years at any rate. The weird sounds that are in the earth, the sprites that are in outer space, the strange beams of light that are being emitted. And I'm saying, as these are digesters and as these are collapsing into these gigantic voids of hydrogen, they're creating photon pulses that are shooting up through just like a barrel of a gun. Now watch this. I just want to explain to you this is what I consider the surface of the earth is cellular like this everywhere on the earth. Now in other places on the earth, you're going to see it's quite visible. This is what's happening now in these sinkholes, and they're all over the earth. And so and they're just coming, and they're gigantic. And I'm saying when that tube falls down in there and crushes the hydrogen and methanes that are in these enormous voids, they create unbelievable atomic pulses. Now these are what blue holes look like. And blue holes are living biodigesters. They're not dead yet. The sinkholes are dying biodigesters, and they're dying because we're sucking all the fluids out of the earth and they're collapsing. And so is the surface of the earth. Now, what will end up happening is you'll get this effect. Now this is a volcano that's going off, but what it's going to do, watch over here, it's going to set off a sinkhole collapse, which is going to ignite the hydrogen. And there's a flag right here. Watch what happens. You see that that flag will start to really, there it goes, it starts shaking. Now it's starting to pop out of here, the hydrogen. It's lit and it's starting to burn, and it's going to burn with unbelievable intensity. Now I'm going to go out to about 3 minutes where we'll see a little bit. Now you see, by the time that glow, that is not the glow of a campfire. That is an unbelievable electronic. Look at that. You see these blasts that go out from the sides? Very strange. And that's called shock and focus shock and transient shocks. And this is atomic forces. We're down into, like, all you got is protons and and electrons, almost no neutrons. And they just can't crush together in this kind of extreme violence. And the energy releases are unbelievable. And at the end of this, I'll show you. Let's go to 350 here. Now, at the end, it's starting to burn itself out. You see there's two of them. There's a sinkhole up here. Watch what happens, the photon pulse at the end of this. Now watch. Boom! And then you get that shock. That is not, that's just an enormous thing. Now, we've seen now these beams of light, I believe, are the result of photon collapses, and they're seeing them all over the earth. And they say, oh, there's lightning up in there. Well, of course there's lightning in there, because these are anytime there's particulate flowing through space at extreme speeds, it creates electrical activity. And I believe that these photon pulses are not only photon pulses, I think they may contain protons. I think you may be able to create almost on a cosmic radiation out of some collapse like this onto these extremely energetic gases. They're just waiting to do something like this. And that's when you drop a city block of weight in a tube with very little, it's almost a compression chamber. When that drops in there, it's like a plug pushing a slug down in the barrel of a gun, and it just fills it and crushes it. And I believe this is the result. And then in addition to that, you have sprites. Now, sprites, you watch, it'll always start from the very, very bottom of the screen. And they don't realize that they think it's happening in the clouds. It's not happening. See, there it goes underneath the clouds. And then they show up here. And when they show up here, each one of those little cones is a biodigester. That's stuff that's falling back out of there. Look here. Let's do it again. I'm going to try to put it on hold here. You saw the pulse? Now, this is almost like Roman candles going off in the sky. Each one of those is a biodigester. That was a major collapse that happened. And these are happening very, very regularly. This is not something that's unusual. And Watch the particulates that are falling out of the sky. There's a lot of talk about, putting aluminum silicates and things like that in vapor trails. Something's going on. That shouldn't be falling out. Look at the stuff that's falling out of the sky. That is not, I never thought there was stuff like that up in there. Anyway, that's the sprites, the strange beams of light. We've seen it all. Now I'm going to show you what my theory is. And there's the methane gases that are emitting all over the earth. Unbelievable. There's people standing there. This is in Lake Baikal. And these are the signatures of each one of those biodigesters bubbling up hydrogen. You poke a hole in this ice and you can have flames going 75 feet in the air.